Good morning, Western Washington, and happy Tuesday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at the forecast for the next few days and a look at the extended forecast. We've got a cool and dry few days coming up, but some active weather in the extended. So starting right now with the satellite loop, you can see some low clouds, mainly from areas Seattle northward and near the Cascades, clear-ish from Seattle southward, and then some high clouds over Oregon and some more low clouds on the coast. It should be a mostly sunny day today across most of the region. It was, we had some of those really heavy showers move through yesterday that actually brought some thunderstorms to areas around Federal Way and Edgewood and Auburn. As you can see here, I got some really heavy rain there in Auburn. It reached 1.5 inches per hour there. And you can see I posted this on my Blue Sky account. I'll put a link to that in the description. Go ahead over there and follow the Blue Sky account there. But yeah, it was really heavy rain and some pretty big rumbles of thunder as well. So now let's take a look at the forecast here. So you can see that we got some troughing here that's kind of being pushed out by this ridging that's going to bring us a nicer day today. Then we have this little trough that moves through on Wednesday that's going to bring some showers to parts of the area. And then we have some ridging that builds from Thursday and parts of Friday. And that will bring some mostly dry days Thursday and Friday, and chilly as well, before this significant troughing sets up off the coast here and moves in through the weekend. That's going to bring us some active conditions from late Friday night all the way through the weekend here, and we'll talk about that more in a minute here. So let's take a look at the precipitation type forecast here by the European model. So you can see we stay mostly dry today. That little trough moves in tomorrow and brings some showers to the mountains and to parts of the central sound. There may be a weak convergence zone. And then that also brings some showers to the coast and diminishes by Thursday morning. We stay mostly dry on Thursday and all the way through Friday until about... here, this forecast only goes out to about Friday afternoon, so let's go to the next forecast there. So you can see by Friday night we're still dry, but then by early Saturday morning we have this rain starting to move in, and this low moves in here. That could potentially bring some windy conditions, so stay tuned for that. And some pretty heavy rain there on Saturday. It tapers off by the afternoon, but we get more rain on Sunday morning there, and then showers continue at times on Sunday, bringing some mountain snow, but not a ton. And then we actually still have showers continuing all the way through Monday as another system pushes through Monday morning, and that looks like it will bring more mountain snow. So we got a lot to talk about in the extended forecast, so stay tuned in the next few days for more information on those systems coming this weekend. Now let's take a look at the temperatures. So today we are going to be reaching highs of the mid to upper 50s from Seattle northward, and likely the same mid to upper 50s from Seattle southward, maybe some low 60s from Olympia southward, and then mid 50s on the coast. Tomorrow we will cool down significantly, highs from Seattle northward likely in the low 50s, maybe some areas in the upper 40s, and then from Seattle southward highs in the low to mid 50s. On Thursday, a similar story, low 50s from Seattle northward, a few mid-50s in Snohomish and King counties, and then from Seattle southward, highs also in the mid-50s, same on the coast. We warm up a little bit on Friday with highs in the mid to upper 50s from Seattle northward and upper 50s to low 60s from Seattle southward, and then low 60s on the coast, except maybe mid 60s near Long Beach and parts of the North Oregon coast there. On Saturday, we remain similar to that with highs in the mid 50s from Seattle north and upper 50s from Seattle south, and then low 60s on the coast. And then we start to cool down some on Sunday, with highs dropping to the low to mid 50s from Seattle northward and mid 50s from Seattle south. So let's take a look at the low temperatures, because this is definitely something you'll notice over the next few days. This is Wednesday morning's low temperatures here. As you can see, areas around Seattle will likely remain in the low to mid 40s, but outlying areas north and south of Seattle and east of Seattle will likely drop into the 30s there. The mid to upper 30s look likely, and then you can see some of the Kitsap Peninsula in the mid 30s as well. Areas from Olympia southward could also get in the low 30s, and then in the foothills we could get some temperatures near freezing. Thursday morning looks a little bit cooler, low 40s for the metro area, low 40s along I-5 north of Seattle, and then from Seattle south, east, and west, highs or lows drop to the mid-30s. There some places could reach freezing, and we could have our first frost if we get to about 34 degrees for some areas. And it does look like Friday morning is going to be the chilliest one, with lows in the upper 30s to low 40s around Seattle, and areas outlying, likely reaching the low to mid 30s. We will likely have our first frost of the season if you get to about 34 to 35 degrees. So in accordance with that, the National Weather Service has issued a freeze watch here. You can see that's in effect for the East Puget Sound lowlands, so the Cascade foothills there, the Southwest Interior, including Olympia, and all the way down into Lewis County, and then parts of Grays Harbor County, and then the Hood Canal area along the Olympics there. So any of these areas could have their first frost of the season in the next few days, so just stay aware of that if you do have plants and stuff like that that need protection. And now let's take a look at rainfall. So you can see this goes through Wednesday night, and you can see not very much rain, only a little bit in the mountains and from Everett northward there and on the coast, but nothing impactful. As we go through Thursday, not too much more. Friday night comes though, and by Saturday morning we've got a lot of rain moving in. If we put this all the way through this weekend here, so we're ending this at Sunday night, but there is more rain coming after this. So as of Sunday night, the National Blend of Models shows the Puget Sound and I-5 corridor getting 1 to 1.5 inches of rain with your typical Olympic rain shadow there over Squim and points northeast. And then on the coast and in the mountains, likely 1.5 to 2 inches of rain through the weekend, with more coming after that. And let's take a look at the snowfall forecast as well all the way through this weekend. It's not going to be a huge snow generator, these systems won't be really, but you can see some of the passes getting 1 to 4 inches, most likely at places like Stevens Pass and White Pass and Chinook Pass, which is still open, and parts of the North Cascades Highway, which are still open, although it remains to be seen how long they will be open for. And some of the higher places like Paradise, Mount Baker, and some of the backcountry there could get over a foot of snow through the weekend, but that will be much more isolated, and as you can see, maybe an inch or so at Hurricane Ridge. But besides that, this few systems this weekend won't be a huge snowmaker. And one thing that will be going on, though, is we will be having some big waves on the coast with some deeper systems out over the Gulf of Alaska. You can see that the maximum wave height here on the European model increases as we go into Saturday, though, with these waves likely reaching 20 to 25 feet or so off the coast, and then gets even more intense on Sunday. You can see a big system moving into Haida Gwaii there with some huge waves, 45, 50 feet plus up there. And then by Sunday morning, those waves, or Sunday afternoon there, it looks like we're having 25 to 30 foot waves off the Washington and Oregon coast there. And that continues through late Sunday before it starts to diminish back down to 15 to 20 feet by Monday evening. So we could have some nice wave watching on the coast on Sunday. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and share these videos. I just reached 500 subscribers, and I would love to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this winter. So please subscribe and continue following along with Western Washington weather, and stay tuned, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.